Good morning, everyone. So you know, this project that we're getting ready to unveil, Mr. Frank Thornton, Mr. Tyrone Nelson, Paula and Martin Ramirez started a conversation a number of years ago. And ultimately, this is a roadway that we needed to improve for many, many years. And I want to thank, it started with that conversation, but I want to thank Abernathy Construction for everything that they were able to do, our Dream Machine at Public Works for being able to figure out not just the soils and every other challenge that came your way with this project. And it was a great collaboration with Godsey Properties, but ultimately this is a forever improvement in the eastern portion of our county. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Mr. Frank Thornton to come forward. We'll turn it over to Mr. Tyrone Nelson. Mr. Thornton.
Good morning, and thank you, John, and good morning to all persons out there. I would like to thank and congratulate everyone involved for your efforts with this particular project. I was explaining to Martin this morning how I remember starting this perhaps way in 1997 or 98. This new and improved portion of Oakleys Lane will make life safer and better for our residents who travel this area each day. It is truly exciting to see this project come to fruition. A little more than 2 months ago, many of us who are here this morning were gathered on the Woodman Road extension to celebrate the opening of that new road. We talked about how that particular project was many years in the making. Today, we are celebrating another road, okay? And with this particular road, the movement project that's led to endure the test of time, so to speak. Oakleys Lane has been on the table since 1996. And when I first began serving as Fairfield District Supervisor, in fact, at that time, Oakleys Lane was located in the Fairfield District. Redistricting has since shifted it to the Varina District. And I know that my colleague, Mr. Nelson, has been advocating for this work throughout his tenure on the Board of Supervisors. Regardless, all of this then is about has been about Henrico and finding ways to really enhance the lives of the people who live in Henrico, that is our citizens. Perhaps this project is a good example of good things come to those who wait. But I think it offers testimony to the power of the 2 P's. What are the 2 P's? Persistence and perseverance. Early on, the deficiency of the road was evident. And over the years, we saw the possibilities and made plans and revised plans and ultimately came up with a plan that was workable. I want to take a moment to salute Mr. Ramirez Martin and his wife, who could not be here this morning, from Mankin Mansion for the mansion's participation, cooperation, and contributions to the process. This has been a collaborative effort, and now we see what is possible when we work together. A safer road that will serve our residents. This time I would like to invite my esteemed colleague from the Varina District, Tyrone Nelson.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Thornton, and this is an exciting moment for our residents in this area, particularly those who will be driving or traveling by way of Oakleys Lane. One of my first official actions after I was elected supervisor for the Varina District, now more than a decade ago, involved Oakleys Lane. The project that we are celebrating this morning is a long time coming. It's very gratifying to see it reach this point. I'd like to thank Mr. Terrell Hughes, Public Works staff, and everybody involved for pushing it across the finish line. To echo Mr. Thornton, My colleague, I also want to give a shout out to Martin and Paula and the team and staff at Mankin Mansion, who deserve credit for their focus on safety and their persistence in helping to see this project through. Everyone who lives in this area, those who drive this road on a regular basis, know that it has been a common occurrence for this half-mile section of Oakleys Lane to flood following significant rainfall. These residents also are familiar with the road closures that accompany this flooding, impacting their daily routines, sometimes affecting their quality of life. The improvements the county has undertaken with this project should relieve our residents' concerns about the flooding and road closures. A new bridge over Gillies Creek will help stabilize the creek watershed as it passes under Oakleys Lane. Also, the road has been realigned with some portions shifted more than 200 feet from the original road to further alleviate the flooding issues. In addition, the project added new stormwater drainage structures and hundreds of feet of storm and sanitary sewer pipe. Aside from addressing the flooding and closures, this project has made Oakleys Lane safer for drivers in other ways. The travel lanes have been widened, the road shoulders have been improved, and guardrails have been installed. Also, a new right turn lane will enhance access onto South Holly. An improved Oakleys Lane provides better access and connections to our growing communities here in Varina and in the East End. This project is a good investment for Henrico County and further demonstrates how we are funding infrastructure and other improvements on a countywide basis. It is also another example of how Henrico listens to his residents, hears their concerns, and then takes the steps necessary to address the problem. This is how we work in Henrico. Thank you again to everyone involved. Mr. Manager, I think we are ready to cut the ribbon.
3, 2, 1.